Hello friends! I was originally going to do today's video on leading men as a continuation of the What's My Type series, but something happened to me a few days ago that really inspired me to make this video. The topic of failure is a very difficult topic to discuss, but it is also extremely necessary. I don't see a lot of other theater YouTubers doing videos on the topic of failure, so I decided to do one myself. I really believe in the motto that if you don't see something you want, you create it yourself. So that's what I'm doing here today. I am currently in the ensemble for a production of Carmen, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be a part of such an iconic opera, and the cast is wonderful and beautiful and they're so supportive. However, Carmen has quite a complicated score, especially at some parts. And at the last rehearsal, I was asked if I could sing an extremely high note at the end of one of the big group numbers. I've sung this note a number of times before. I usually don't have a problem reaching this particular note, so I gave it my best shot. And I got so scared because I had never sung this particular note before in front of this group of people. I lost any semblance of technique and I squawked that note like a headless chicken. My director was extremely kind about everything. She gave me tips. She helped me a lot to reach that note. But I couldn't stop thinking of how much of a failure I was throughout the rest of rehearsal. When you love your art, I think you want to strive for the best that you can do, and you want to be the best at it. And it's a horrible feeling when you think you fail at something, when you miss a note, or when you forget a line, or when you just lose it. As soon as I got home from rehearsal, I cried a lot because I thought I was a failure. I don't want to make mistakes, and that's such a negative attitude to have. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things that we should remember every time we think we failed. Everybody makes mistakes. Humans are not machines, and even machines make mistakes, so why can't a person? A number of factors can affect performances. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep, or you're dealing with a rough patch in life right now, or you're just in a bad mood. It happens. Some days I wake up and I'm like, wow, I really hate the world. The most important part is that you are there. You are at that performance, you are at that rehearsal, you are showing up for your art, and you are doing the best you can do. That is all anybody can ask of you. Nobody's going to fire you for cracking on a note. If you make a mistake during rehearsals, act professional. Do not start throwing a fit. Don't start screaming. For the love of God, I have sat in through rehearsals where somebody makes a mistake and they just start sobbing and screaming. Please don't do that. Listen to any notes or adjustments that the director or the professor might give you and act like an adult. Absolutely, you can be upset. Don't start screaming and throwing fits. It's unfair to other people and it's unfair to you. Act like an adult. Being upset is fine. Throwing a tantrum is most certainly not. Even professional superstars make mistakes during shows. You don't believe me? Please look up Pavarotti fails. There are at least 100 compilations on YouTube dedicated to him absolutely butchering a note or what have you. Mistakes happen. In live theater, mistakes happen. People make mistakes. Sometimes you will forget a line, sometimes you will forget a lyric, you will sing a wrong note, you will be off pitch. It happens. The most important thing is to stay in character. I remember at actual auditions, I absolutely forgot the lyrics, so I re-sang the same thing I had just sung before. But my saving grace and what got me a callback was I stayed in character. A lot of the times, most people will not even know you made a mistake if you stay in character and pretend that nothing happened. The worst way to let an audience know that you made a mistake is by showing that you made a mistake. As long as you've shown up and you're doing your best for that day, that's what's important. A mistake is not a failure. The theater community has a lovely way of making even a voice crack seem like an absolute failure. And to be quite honest, it is a very toxic mindset. Do not buy into that toxicity. A voice crack is not the end of the world. if there is a common mistake that you make, for example, I know I tense up a lot. I'm just a very tense person. Definitely work on it. Take 15 minutes a day to work on that one little thing. And just dedicating 15 minutes a day to a mistake that you know you make will really help you improve. It'll help the quality of your performance. It is not a failure if somebody tells you, hey, you're kind of tense. You're working on it. Nobody is perfect. Rome was not built in a day. You know, it took me 2 years to learn how to belt. I never thought I'd be able to learn how to belt, and I was so stubborn about it. And my voice teacher really encouraged me to keep working at it. And I can belt now, and it's wonderful because I'm learning to become a more versatile performer. You are still growing, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you will always keep growing. I genuinely believe that a bad performer is one who never bothers to learn to grow. Let's answer the question of what exactly is failure if it's not a mistake. Actress Mary Pickford once said, "You may have a fresh start any moment you choose, for this thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down." And I think that really sums up the definition of failure. Everybody falls at one time or another. I'd be surprised if someone said, "I've never fallen, I'm perfect." But how you choose to react when you fall is what determines whether you have failed or not. If you want to sit there and say, "I'm done, I'm never going to do this again," if you refuse to stand up and brush yourself off, then yes, it is absolutely a failure. I've said this in a previous video, but I would cry every single time I had to get up and sing in front of people. But I never stopped singing. I would take some of my friends and ask them, "Can you please just sit in front of me so I can sing?" Because I was so nervous to sing in front of people. And I have massive stage fright. So that's a really big step for me. And I'm proud of myself. I don't cry when I get up on stage anymore. That's a plus. The most important lesson I learned from that is that I kept working. I was stubborn. And I said, no, I'm not going to let this ruin all I've worked for. Failure is when you just quit. We all grow from falling down. We learn new things. And that is the beauty of acting. That is the beauty of performing. You're always learning something new every single time you step on stage and play that role. You are important. You are enough. Your mistakes do not make you any less than anybody else. Go and make art. We need it in this world. I hope you enjoyed today's video, or at least found something that you can take with you as you go in your careers. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was a lot for me to make, but I'm very happy that I made it for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It is free and it takes 2 seconds. And follow me on Instagram at pollypeachums with 2 U's. And please join me next time as I continue the What's My Type series. And I'm also going to start posting some get readies with me and a couple of non-theater related things. So if you're into that, again, the subscription button is right down below. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you all.